Emma Thompson, and today I will present to you men's fashion, 20s, 30s, and World War II. At the beginning of the 1920s, World War I was coming to an end. The soldiers returning home from war returned home to a closet full of clothes from their teens, which they wore during the 1920s. Oddly enough, separate but equal clothing was never enforced, and all Americans wore the same sort of clothing during the 1920s. Rich or poor, cotton and wool were king, and t-shirts were worn not for everyday casual wear. Working men wore denim jeans, cotton button-up shirts, chunky, uncomfortable shoes, woolen undershirts, and shirts. During this time, the sack suit, which was popular in the mid-1800s, was now constituted as appropriate dress for gentlemen. With the suit, colored shirts of putty, peach, blue-gray, and cider were worn. Shaped silk ties and small geometric patterns or diagonal stripes were secured with pin ties. Black bowler hats completed the ensemble. The tailcoat was considered appropriate formal evening wear, accompanied by a top hat. Starched white shirts with pleated yokes were accepted with the tailcoat, although bow ties and shirts with white wing collars were also seen. Tuxedos were becoming popular, but not yet acceptable. Black patent leather shoes were popular and often appeared with formal evening wear. Casual clothing demanded two-tone shoes in white and tan, or white and black. Freckle tongues on Oxford or brogue were seen frequently. Lace-up style shoes were most in demand. Knickerbockers, later shortened to knickers, were popular casual wear for the well-dressed gentleman. Variations of knickers included 4 plus 4, plus 6, plus 8s, or plus 10s. The plus in the term referred to how many inches below the knee they hung. Norfolk coats, as well as golf coats, were worn with knickers. The coats sported large pouch pockets, a belt, usually one button, and often a shorter yoke. Gentlemen's shoes or boots were the appropriate footwear to coordinate with knickers. In 1925, the era of baggy pants dawned. This fashion would influence men's wear for 3 decades. The Oxford bags were first worn by Oxford undergrads, eager to circumvent the university ban on knickers. The style originated when knickers were banned in the classroom, as the bags measured anywhere from 22 inches to 40 inches around the bottom. They could easily be slipped on over the forbidden knickers. The trousers were originally made of flannel and appeared in shapes and shades of biscuit, silver gray, fawn, levant, blue gray, and pearl gray. The Harlem Renaissance. The emergence of the Harlem Renaissance, what was known as the New Negro, was one of the highlights of the era. Many blacks began to take pride in their ethnic backgrounds, and great outpourings of fashion, art, literature, and music from the hearts and minds of African Americans lifted not only black culture, but all of America. During this time, jazz was most evident, and which influenced style. Jazz clothing passed quickly in and out of fashion during the 20s. This tightly fitted suit were considered an expression of passion for jazz music. Jackets were long and tight-waisted with long black vents. The buttons were placed close together, whether the jacket were double or single-breasted. Trousers were tight and stove-pipe skinny. Tweed cloth became popular at this time. The word tweed is an English variant of the Scottish word twill. Itself is a variation of twill. Twill refers to hand-woven wool fabric from the Scottish Highlands and Islands. Tweed eventually became the general term for all carded, homespun wool, whether it was Scottish tweed, Irish tweed, Donegal tweed, Cheviot tweed, or Harris tweed. Flannel was the other popular fabric of this era. Flannel was originally made as a heavy, comfortable, soft, and slightly napped wool cloth. Gray was the most popular color, and thus gray flannel trousers became known as grayers. Other popular colors were white, beige, and stripes. Flannel trousers were traditionally worn in warm weather. On October 24, 1929, there was a stock market crash in America, which changed the world's economic situation and also drastically changed men's fashion. Zoot suit. A zoot suit has high-waisted, wide-legged, tight-cuffed peg trousers and a long coat with wide lapels and a wide padded shoulders. Often zoot suiters wore a flat hat with a long feather and pointy French-style shoes. A young Malcolm X described the zoot suit as a killer diller coat with a drape shape, reap pleats, and shoulders padded like a lunatic's cell. Zoot suits usually featured a watch chain dangling from the belt to the knee or below, then back to the side pocket.